Hello everyone, it's Jeff Elliott from Another71.com, and I want to take the next 5 minutes and cram this 5-minute study session in for you and go over audit sampling. And we're going to do 5 questions from the Wiley CPA Review online test bank. And the cool thing about the Wiley online test bank is, number one, if you buy it from me, it's only $87 and it lasts a whole year. And so you don't have to have some big investment into some software. It's only 87 bucks. And it lasts a whole year. So if you're studying for it from 1 year and then a new year rolls over, like from 2010 to 2011, it just updates. So today we're going to talk about audit sampling. And audit sampling is basically when you audit less than 100% of a population. And so, for instance, you've seen my gumball machine in my office if you've seen some of my previous videos. And let's say that the gumball machine had 100 gumballs. And they're supposed to have either blueberry or blackberry gumballs. Those are blue and black dots, if you can't see that. So 100 gumballs is our population. We want to audit 20 gumballs to see if they are either blueberry or blackberry. That's our sample size. And then our characteristic is, are they blueberry or blackberry? And so within audit sampling, there's 2 types of sampling. There's statistical and non-statistical. An advantage of both is that both statistical and non-statistical help you to plan the sample, help you to execute the actual sampling, and then they both help you to evaluate the results. But an advantage over statistical is that it's more efficient, it helps with sufficiency, helps to evaluate the sufficiency of the evidence that you've collected, helps you to decide, is this sample size sufficient? And it helps to quantify sampling risk, which is one of the major advantages of statistical sampling. It helps you to quantify sampling risk. What is sampling risk? It says if I take those 20 gumballs and draw a conclusion about the population based on those 20 gumballs, and my conclusion happens to be different than if I had gone ahead and audited all 100 gumballs, well, that's sampling risk. It's arriving at an incorrect conclusion, and it has to do with your sample size. Some disadvantages of statistical sampling is that you have to train your staff, and then you have to take the time to design the sample, and then you actually have to go and select the items. So those are 3 disadvantages. Let's knock out some multiple choice questions. And if you're on Another71.com, these are right below the post. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link right below the video and it'll take you to the post on Another71.com, and you'll see the questions from the Wiley Online Test Bank. Number 1, which of the following is included as part of the definition of audit sampling? Inquiry and observation procedures, documentary evidence, evaluation of some characteristic, or statistical techniques? And it's C, evaluation of some characteristic, which we just talked about, blueberry or blackberry. We're looking at a characteristic. Number 2, an advantage of statistical sampling over non-statistical sampling is that statistical sampling helps an auditor to minimize the failure to detect errors and irregularities, eliminate the risk of non-sampling errors, reduce the level of audit risk and materiality to a relatively low amount, or measure the sufficiency of the evidential matter obtained. And we know that's the answer. D, measure the sufficiency. Which of the following is an element of sampling risk? Choosing an audit procedure that is inconsistent with the audit objective. Now remember, we're talking about sampling risk, which has to do with our sample size in regards to the population. Choosing a sample size that is too small to achieve the sampling objective, that's the answer. If let's say there's 100 gumballs and we only choose 1, well, that's an element of sampling risk. It's a risk that our sampling size is too small. So if we evaluate 1 gumball and it's either blueberry or blackberry, and we say, oh yeah, the entire population is fine, but the other 99 are whatever, raspberry, well, that's sampling risk. We drew an incorrect conclusion than we would have obtained if we had audited the entire population. Which of the following best illustrates the concept of sampling risk? A randomly chosen sample may not be representative of the population as a whole on the characteristic of interest, and that's the answer. We know that. We know that's the answer. And then finally, which of the following best describes the distinguishing feature of statistical sampling? It provides for measuring mathematically the degree of uncertainty that results from examining only a part of the data. And that's it. We're only looking at part of the data. Instead of the population, we're only looking at a sample size. So the answer is A. I hope this has been helpful. I tried to get in there and be quick. And so check out the Wiley online test bank. I'll talk to you soon.